Hi guys, Coach Joe Micela, Performance One Advanced Sports Training and 2012 Olympic team coach. We get asked a lot of what are the 5 top supplements that a weightlifter or strength athlete should have daily in their diet. The number one thing that we always make sure that our weightlifters have is supplemental protein. First is obviously going to have nutrition in terms of eating whole foods throughout the day, but you're also going to need an additional protein source because sometimes you just can't eat all the amount of food that's going to be required to get that protein requirement in through the day. So we're always big believers in some type of supplemental protein, either in a powder that you add to some type of liquid or a ready to go protein drink. But having an additional 30 to up to 50 grams of supplemental protein in either whey protein form is very important to either have post-workout or throughout the day at some point in time. So that's going to be number one. Next biggest thing for all weightlifters should be taken, which is safe and is USADA approved, is creatine. We believe that every weightlifter should be on creatine. Now, at what age should you start that? Let's wait till at least you're like 16 years of age before you start taking creatine, okay? Remember, we're not completely relying on that. We want the training and our food to be number one, but creatine has been shown to help with muscle recovery and giving you the ability to work out harder at a higher intensity. So having that, how much? Minimum 5 grams and can be up to 20. Okay, depending on the size of the person and depending on if you're using it too for jet lag or using it for sleep deprivation. If you had bad nights of sleep, you could take up to 20. Not a one serving, but you would have it in either 5 or 10 grams twice a day. We like to have it in the morning. We like to have it right after your workout. We don't like having creatine right before you go to bed. Why? Because it can actually make you stay up a little bit. Okay, there's been some studies that show that actually because it can make you ward off the effects of being tired, it can actually give you a little bit of a boost and not let you fall asleep and have a little bit of restless night. So try not to take creatine right before you go to bed. Morning, post-workout is always good. You can even take it right before you work out. It's not bad. But again, if you're taking 2 different dosages, one in the morning, run right after you're working out. Then the other one that we're big on is vitamin C. At least 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. If you can't take that all at once, break it up. That's a minimum. We have some people that take it up to 2,000. It's going to help with your immune system. It's going to help with recovery. And we want our athletes, as we're training with stressful weights and tonnages over a period of training cycles, we want to make sure that immune system is doing good. The other one is vitamin D plus K2. You're in an indoor sport. Any indoor sport athlete should be taking higher quantities of vitamin D. Why? Because we're not out on the track running around. How much? Minimum 5,000 IUs up to 10,000 per day. Again, if you have to break it up, you break it up. We also want to do it with K2 because why? Because that can help work together synergistically. So again, that's going to help with immune system. It's also going to help with strength. There's a lot of benefits with that. If you're too deficient in vitamin D, it can affect your mood. It can affect your immune system. It can affect your performance in athletics. So we want to have that at a high level. Most people are vitamin D deficient. They just don't go out in the sun enough. And if they do, they're covered up or they put on sunblock and stuff like that. They're not absorbing enough of that sunlight. First, get out in the sun. But if you're in a place, cold weather state, you don't get outside a lot, or it's super hot, and you're worried about sunburn and the effects of that, take the vitamin D, okay? 5,000 to 10,000 IUs, okay? The last one that also goes really well with your vitamin D, your K2, is magnesium, okay? Magnesium helps, again, with bone production. It helps with recovery, okay? There's many different forms of magnesium. We like for weightlifters either take glycinate or a malate. Malate has been shown really to help with muscle recovery. So if you're training hard, and you want those muscles recovery, can also help with sleep. So we want anywhere between 200 up to 400 to 500 milligrams of that magnesium. Now magnesium, like I said, you can take that closer to nighttime to help you with relaxation and recovery. Okay, for some people it helps them sleep very well at night, helps them fall asleep and stay asleep a little bit good. Okay, if you had to split that up, you would take one during the day. It's not gonna make you drowsy, but you can take one during the day and one definitely at nighttime. We always recommend that bigger dosage to always be at nighttime. Now, with some of these things, we want to be taking them with an empty stomach and some of them with food. All your fat-soluble vitamins, we want to take with food. So that would be your D, okay? D, we want to take with food. Magnesium, we like to take with food as well. So you take that and work that around the meal. Your vitamin C, you can take that pretty much anytime. We like it actually to be taken on an empty stomach. It works better. Creatine, too, we kind of like to take that more of on an empty stomach. You don't always have to take it with food, okay? Usually it's gonna be taken in some type of liquid format. So again, you're gonna mix it with either some type of sugar or glucose solution, or you're just gonna take it with water. So again, either taking that early in the day, or you're gonna take that right after your workout. Usually we'll put it in the athletes, we tell them, hey, you're already gonna be here, have your protein powder, put it in your protein powder, and you're just gonna take, boom, you're gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Go easy on the dosages at first, because you don't know, it may upset your stomach. What we don't recommend people doing is taking creatine with their coffee. Some people like, hey, first thing in the morning, I want to take that with my coffee. Just don't take it. There has been some recent studies that show that it can kind of degrade the creatine if it's in too hot of a liquid. So try to avoid that again. So sometimes we'll tell people, well, I want to take it in the morning. Well, we'll say take it in the morning first with water, wash it down a little bit, and then wait a little bit to drink your coffee, okay? Just don't mix them. When you're mixing them together, you can have it throw it off a little bit. But if you allow a little buffer time, you know, even if it's like 10 minutes, let it get absorbed in the body, and then later on you have the coffee, no problems with that. Or vice versa. You take the coffee, you drink your coffee, and then you take it maybe, 20 minutes after the fact. So hopefully these tips help you, okay, and your journey to be a better weightlifter. Thank you and take care.